Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this special video showcase, that's right, we are once again returning to the fan home build your own Optimus Prime figure. So at the moment we're currently spending a lot of time working on the foot. I'm sure this issue is exactly the same. Before we get started with the actual build though, let's have a quick look through the magazine, and as always you've got a mix of a bit of things in the movie, but you've got more, what I would say, G1 stuff, which sounds crazy because you are building a movie Optimus Prime. There is your power fact file, obviously generation 1. And then you've got Return of the Decepticons. You're talking 1985. I think they're talking 1985 here. Loads of pictures of all these beautiful G1 toys, and of course a bit of history because the toys started to include rub signs from then on. So yeah, here we are. We are still on the right foot. These are all the parts that are in here. It looks like we need the stabilizer there from issue 5, which we've got, and we don't think we're going to actually be putting anything on here just yet. Let's have a look. Let's turn it over. Oh yes, we will. We're going to be adding more to the foot. So as you can see, this is going to be quite something by the time it's built. I think somebody put a comment that it's going to be as big as a toddler. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's 2 foot tall when it's fully built. So let's zoom in a little bit just so we can see that a little bit more. Open this pack up, and again, someone else put in the comments, and I'm completely agreeing with you. It probably does end up being a bit better by leaving it for so long, so we've got all of the parts. Because I'm really enjoying this, guys. So if you are too, and you're like, as I say, I appreciate you listening to me waffle on while I actually build this. I definitely want to continue with doing it like this, building it and talking as we're going through it, rather than just building the whole part up and just say, oh, there it is. Because again, this is coming out around the rest of the world. That's solid metal, by the way. It is coming out around the rest of the world. And yeah, exactly that. If you might get stuck with it, there might be things that you might encounter. And I could encounter them things as I'm building it myself. And it also gives me a chance, as I say, to, I suppose, reply to comments, etc., etc. Right, there's all the screws. There's all the parts. Let's kick this straight off. And again, guys, I'm not the world's most experienced model builder. So this also should not just encourage you, just I suppose reassure you that you don't have to be and that anybody can do this. Let's have a look then. Where is step 1? So there is this part here. There is another stabilizer. Let's make sure we get the correct way. It says marked number 3 underneath. Yes, it does say number 3 right under there, and it also says number 3 there. So you see what I mean? You can't go wrong, to be honest. So there we go. Thin part going to line up over that. Now again, we're going to be securing that, so be nice and careful. We don't want it to be super tight. This is the screwdriver that came with it, and I've had no issues whatsoever with it. I keep saying this, but I imagine that I might need a new one by the time we get towards the end of the build. But at the moment, I mean, I know I'm only on stage 7, but sometimes I've had some cheap screwdrivers. We're just doing some DIY around the house, and they start to thread, etc., or just dig away. But this seems to be absolutely fine. Once again, the screws are all numbered, or lettered, sorry, marked is probably the better word. There we go. Right, that's a little bit, no, it's not. I thought it was a little bit tight initially. I'm just going to go in until I feel a big amount of resistance. You obviously want it to be tight, but on the same hand, you want it to be able to have that bit of flexibility, the bit of play in it anyway. So that is that. That was step 1. Now we've got this. This is plastic. This is looking very interesting. So what have we got here? Note the positions of the parts. Fit the stabilizer on the right foot, sole structure 7A over the hole marked 3. First position the FP screw. So where does it say number 3? I can see R, but I can't see 3. So I'm going to note the orientation. That is exactly how they've got it. Right, there we go. And now I can see properly. That says number 2 there. And that says number 3 there. So if I get the orientation correct, that is going to go over there, he says, but that's really tight. Oh, no, there you go. You can see that does fit. Now, this is going to be interesting because the screw isn't going in there. It's going in there. So let's have a look what this is going to be like. FP, let's have a quick look. HP, FP, there we go. See what I mean? The bags are all completely labeled. You can't go wrong, as I say, you can't go wrong. I don't want to, as I say, I'm going to jinx myself now. Watch me thread or snap this. That's what I'm really panicking about doing as well, because I'm 80 weeks behind, so if I do break it, I don't know if I'll even be able to get the parts again. So here's this screw. It looks like it's going to go in there, and yeah, it's going to go in all right by the looks of this. Oh yeah, you see, I thought because of the angle it was on, I thought I'd be really stuck with it. I told you I've jinxed myself. Maybe if I come over this way. Let's have a look. No, it's going in. It's going in. It's twisting. It's twisting. I think I've got away with that. Well, I mean, I don't mean get away with that. I think, as I say, you can see that that's gone in, and that's quite tight, to be fair. So let's have just another quick little half a turn, because again, it is plastic. It's got a P at the end. Again, if you don't know much about models, and I learned this myself, if it's got P on the end, it's going into plastic. So we don't want it to be super tight. We want it to be functional. That's tight enough, definitely. Right, so that's now got that. Now it's asking us to get the stabilizer from, so we need to correct the orientation of this. So is that, yeah, that's looking like that. This is the one that we previously built, which we can see there. So which way is this going? It's going this way by the looks of it. Up, and does it say to go on number 1? The rear stabilizer from issue 5 on 7A as showing up the hole marked 1 facing upwards, FP screw. There is the 1. Does it say facing upwards? I can tell by the picture, to be fair though, that the triangle's facing upwards. So let's slot this over here. Once again, just to remind you, end bits are metal, and the rest of this at the moment is all plastic. So where's the screw going? FP screw. And there always seems to be an extra screw in every single bag in all of the parts that I've had, so that's really good. Let's pop that into there. Oh, you can still see, which is okay. Spin it around and get it straight, get it lined up. The last thing I want to do again is send it in at a wrong angle. So let's just tighten that up enough. Again, bit of movement. I could probably go a teeny bit more maybe. Yeah, I don't need to go too tight so I can't move it, but that looks like what we've got there. Now it's saying, oh, this is looking crazy, this bit of detail. So add the side turbine 7G. It fits protruding pin into the indicated hole. So 7A, well, let me just make sure I get this right. So from there, I presume we've got this here, that slot there, and this is going to line up, but like a peg in a tab. Is that going over that way? So from the underside, the picture there, it should look like, oh, that's not the camera. I think that looks correct to me, guys, because it can't really go in it. It won't go on the top of there. There's no way we're going to put a screw. It's definitely saying through that part, not the 2 big screws. So it looks like we've got it right. So I think what I'm going to have to do, IP screw. Okay, that's confused me. There's no IP screws. It must mean the HP. I don't know. Let's have a look. That one looks to be the right one anyway. So let's get that lined up. Let's hold this into position. No, I think it might be. That might be a bit too big. I'm thinking it's the AP. Reason why I'm thinking that, guys, is because of the width of the screw. So maybe when this is reissued like it's going to be, maybe they'll have corrected that. At the moment, this is, yeah, that's better. That would have tore a hole in it, which that's the last thing that we wanted to do. So again, you know, videos like this, if we encounter any problems, you'll learn them first. That's better. That's going in, no issues, and it's not tearing everything away. That's come through there on that side. That would have ripped it up, and it probably would have snapped and cracked the plastic. So that looks tight enough for me. That looks like we've done that part of the page there. So now, this is crazy. What's this? Oh, so we're going to move this out of the way. We're now going to build up here. Let me show you this. So we're just doing some detail bits now. So that's this part's in the bag. This, thankfully enough, looks like it's all, yeah, so that one's there, got the narrow pin. This is going to go in there with the small hole through there. Yes. And then this is going to go that way over there. That's all fitting in quite nicely. And then if we take this again, this is the foot. This is what we've got so far. That's going to line up. Oh, perfect. There you go. See that space there? See, you've got that there. There's the exact same cutout. So if we put this in that way round, that's just clicked into place perfectly. It also looks staying, are we staying in the same area? Yes, we're staying in the same area. This is now going to, the detail on this is insane. So what have we got here? This is going to go onto them 2 parts there by the looks of that. Or is it the other way around, so the bottom clicks it? Yes, it's going to be that way around by the looks of it. So we've got 1, 2, 3 tabs all going in. Yes, that's better. That's looking more like the picture. And then we've got another bit of detail, which is this. And again, you don't have to be a genius to work out that that's going to go onto there like so. Oh my days, wow, look at that. Look at that. So we've got that. I'll turn that way. And then we've got this bit as well. So that concludes part 7. This is going to be huge. There we go, guys. Thank you for staying with me with this. We're going to move on to part 8.